Hello, I'm Manawiltos, and welcome for the first time, I guess, to me trying something different. This time I'm playing some GeoGuessr, and what this essentially is we are shown an image from a city view on, not city view, street view on Google Maps, and we have to find out where it is. Well, we'll find out eventually, but we have to put our best guess. So let's take a look at this. So immediately I see that there are some trees. It looks like this is a temperate region with what looks like a field that might not be cultivated during the season that this is shown. Okay. And immediately I see a triangular sign that has a curve symbol on it indicating a curve. Now, I'm not entirely sure which country uses signs like this because I've never actually seen a sign like this that looks like this. So it might be somewhere in Europe, because I think in the US the sign would be yellow, uh, or at least warning signs that I've seen in the US are yellow. I see a sign over there. It might help to see that. Now, an important thing to think about when doing this is that it there are a few questions you have to ask yourself. For example, does it snow here in the winter? And by the looks of it, it might snow in the winter, so I might be able to tell something from looking at this sign here. So there's a 61 in blue, but it is obviously not a road sign, because otherwise it would be next to a road. Well, this is a road, but next to an intersection. So it might be a gas sign, perhaps, or a mile marker, or a kilometer marker, that is, in whichever country you are. So we can actually go, I think, as far, well, when traveling through here, I think we can go and free roam essentially throughout the entirety of this street view, or everything that's connected to the streets that we're looking at, which means we can check pretty far out if we need to look at something. But of course, we still have to wait for everything to load in. So I'm going to take a look at this sign over here to see if it gives us a hint. I see, I think, a pile of rocks of some sort. This looks like it might be somewhere in Europe. Possibly in the European Union, perhaps Germany. Because I know I've been to Germany and I've been to Italy as well. I could list all the countries that I've been to, but that would take too long. Now, here's the test of truth. Does this use Cyrillic lettering? Because if it does, then it's probably in Eastern Europe. Okay, it's Cyrillic. But judging by the fact that it seems to be relatively well cultivated throughout here, we can see fields in all directions, and we don't see any houses, so it's probably in a rural area. So I'm guessing this might be let's take a look at Europe. It could also be in Siberia, but I don't think Siberia is as heavily cultivated, unless you're maybe next to one of the cities there. So, Cyrillic. I don't know if they use Cyrillic in Poland. I don't think they do. Maybe they do, though. I'm not entirely sure. It could be, I think, anywhere in this general region. I'm going to go for maybe here, where the three countries meet, is a safe bet that it might be some distance from there. But it could also be in Serbia, for all we know, or somewhere down here in the Balkans. but by looking at what the climate seems to be like, it seems like this place has relatively cold winters. So I'm going to say that, yeah, it is probably somewhere in the former Soviet Union, probably in this latitude or longitude, that is. I just got my latitude and longitude confused. That is shameful. That is a shameful display. Anyway, let's take a look. If this goes to Siberia. Oh, okay. I guess I was relatively close. I knew it would be maybe somewhere in Europe, in the former Soviet Union, but it was farther away than I would have liked. So it was in this area. I'm not entirely sure what this area is called. I know that this area is Transcaucasia, if you're looking at it from a Russian perspective, because it's past the Caucasus range, which is over here. But I'm not entirely sure what to call this area, though. Anyway, let's go for another round. Perhaps this might be a good thing to live stream someday. People could have a lot of fun. Okay. Trees. I'm immediately thinking that this could be somewhere in North America. The roads are pretty dark, so that is a distinct possibility. A sedan, that doesn't give me much clue. If it had been a pickup truck, then I would have said North America for certain, because I know that in Europe, pickup trucks are a lot less common. But let's see if we can see any architecture for buildings. This looks like it's in the middle of nowhere. Now, by the looks of the ground, I'd say this area is perhaps semi-arid. So I'm thinking that it's probably somewhere in the US. It could be Canada, though. Maybe in around this area where the Rocky Mountains are. But this specific area doesn't seem to be too mountainous and not too in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to guess maybe somewhere in the Great Basin. Or is that too far north? Oh well. If it's in the Appalachians, I'm going to be confused. It could also be in Russia. I mean, I don't know the types of plants that are in Russia. So, however, the color of a road suggests to me maybe in the US. Maybe that's a bit too far north. So let's make a guess. Yeah, I should have gone farther north. So yeah, it was in the Rockies, Washington State. I should have guessed that it was a bit colder on the winters by looking at the soil color and the color of the grass. It's a sort of vague thing, but I'm about similar to the distance away that I was on my previous guess. So I guess I'm partially consistent in guessing the general area, the general climate that it's in, but on the specific location, I'm a bit off. I did a test earlier off screen where I was within 100 kilometers of it, where I had guessed something on Wyoming, but it was in fact in Montana. I'm not going to rate it because I haven't played this game that much. Oh no, we're inside a building. Now immediately this says to me somewhere in Asia, but I don't know why in the world Google Maps would put us inside a building. Whoa! There's a Buddha, unless I'm wrong and that's not a Buddha. Might not be. So I'm guessing that this is maybe in Southeast Asia. The clothing, could be Indonesia. Ah, the script. Oh my goodness. Is that Bangladesh? I have no idea. The script should probably tell me where it's from because some of these countries have some very distinct script. But judging by the script, this is probably not Vietnam. So we've got Vietnam ruled out. I don't know what script is used in Indonesia, but I'm thinking more along the lines of Thailand right now. There's a dog, a very vague breed though, so it's not going to help me much. It looks like the climate is pretty, maybe subtropics could be, or maybe even the tropics themselves. Don't know. I'm guessing Thailand at the moment. This, however, tells me that it might be India. I don't know what the script looks like. Sell. That doesn't tell me anything. If I had an English sign somewhere, it might tell me something, but who is this man? That is what I'm wondering at the moment. So there's a shrine in there with a statue, and is this... Nah, this isn't Pakistan. Pakistan is too Muslim for this. I mean, of course, there's probably some Hindus in Pakistan. But the sign... Donation box, okay. These signs are entirely in the local language, which means that I'm thinking that it's actually not India, because I'm thinking that in India they would have maybe English on the signs as well. Of course, I've never been to India, so that's not much to understand. Okay, so here's another shrine. Mahabodhi, I might be pronouncing this wrong. Setia. Maha means great. So that actually changes my mind again back to India or Bangladesh. Maybe Sri Lanka. Because I think Maha is a Hindi or Sanskrit. I forget which one. I'm guessing India at the moment. I was thinking that India might have English signs as well, but I could be wrong on that one. Maybe if I can go out the door, it might tell me something. This is a very peculiar place. Now, if I see a town name, I might be able to tell where it is. Man, this is tough. Monks of some sort, or maybe they're not monks. But the fact that it says Maha gives me the impression that this is probably India, or at least a place that is culturally linked with India, like Indochina. Oh no, back at it again. So let's take a look in here. Yeah, this place is definitely not a place that a lot of English speakers go to a lot. I don't think India is as Buddhist as some of the other countries, though. This could be in Nepal, for as much as I know. Let's go in here. Okay, this is that a shower? No, it's not. Let's take a look over here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did I just see an English sign? Museum, bronze, white stone, Buddha images, 6th century. If that's the 6th century, then this is probably India, because I don't think Buddhism got into China until maybe sometime after that. Of course, I could be wrong. Emperor Asokan monument. This is definitely India. 100%. 100% India. I'm guessing probably somewhere in northern India. Let's put it in there. Oh no! Oh no! I was wrong. I was thinking, oh, Ahsoka. That's everybody knows who that is, Ashoka. But no, maybe a different emperor by a similar name. Oh well, I guessed. Wait, this is still Bangladesh though, so I guessed right. I wasn't familiar with the script, so if I had been, oh wait, I could have just checked the Thailand script because it's on the map. Duh. And the Burmese script, I should have known. I should have looked at the map. I should have looked really close on the map. I could have checked the script and it would have told me because it gives the script, it gives the names in the native language as well. But of course, India has English as one of its official languages, so it of course renders it all in English. But I would have known that it was not, absolutely not, Myanmar or Thailand, which I did guess, but it was right on the border. What town is this? It doesn't even give it a town. The Rang U Kung Kengkut Kungkut Kungkut Buddhist Temple. Okay. Yeah. And I wouldn't have guessed Bangladesh either because if I remember correctly, historically speaking, India was divided into India and Pakistan, with India being the Hindu and Buddhist and other Indian religions country, and Pakistan with West Pakistan and East Pakistan, which is now Bangladesh, then being the Islamic counterpart to it. But eventually, Bangladesh got its independence from Pakistan and re-Indianized itself religiously a bit, I guess. I might be a bit off on that, but at least I was in the general cultural area. So again, I'm getting the general gist of it, but not really right on the dot. So I think maybe we should go for one more. Let's go one more. Okay. Okay, this could be anywhere. These suggest to me that this is Europe. Europe. Is that Cyrillic? Let's take a more roundabout look. I've never seen this before. Huh. That's stylized lettering. That's not going to tell me anything. It uses Arabic numerals, but almost every place in the world uses that. Is there any place that doesn't use Arabic numerals? Arabic numbers? I have no idea. Okay, gas station sign in blue, and a lane indicator with a turning indicator in blue as well. This is somewhere in Europe. These trees, I don't know what specific area they grow in, but if I found a sign, I might be able to understand a bit more. Doesn't look like there's a sign down that way. There might be a sign over there, so I'm going to take a look at that. Judging by the fact that Russia had those similar reflectors on the edge of the road, it might be Russia, but I know I've seen them in other parts of Europe. So, oh, are we going to turn in here? Or is this just a weird way to do it? What does this say? Is that Cyrillic? Come on, image. Load. Will it load more? It looks like Cyrillic to me. Okay, Eastern Europe. Is it Siberia, though? I don't think it's Siberia, because in Siberia, I don't know if it have such embellished gas stations. Of course, I've never been to Siberia, so I have no idea. Okay, so there was a sign, but it's not a significant sign. So I'm guessing somewhere in Russia again. Could be in Ukraine. This sign is just an indicator for the gas station, probably, so that's not going to tell me anything. There's someone on the side of the road. Is that an American flag? Okay. Who would go around wearing an American flag in Eastern Europe? Either a tourist or someone in a country in Eastern Europe that is that sign censored? It looks like it might be. Okay, we can't read that sign, I guess. We cannot read that sign. But the American flag T-shirt tells me that it might not be Russia, but of course somebody in Russia might do that anyway. So I'm guessing it's probably not Russia or Belarus, because I don't think they would wear an American flag T-shirt in Russia or Belarus. I don't know about Cyrillic in the Baltic. I have no idea. I'm guessing Ukraine, but let's take a look at the Cyrillic. So this letter, I believe, is one that we saw, and I believe it also exists in Russian, unless it doesn't. I'm not seeing it. Well, no, it does exist in Russian as well. But who would wear an American flag? This is just me guessing that Ukrainians would not wear an American flag, but who knows? Could be a tourist, and this could also be Serbia, but I think Serbia looks like a slightly warmer climate than what this looks like to me, judging by the color of the plants and the sky, which is a very vague way of guessing something. But I'm guessing that they would not wear an American flag in definitely not Belarus and probably not Russia. And I'm guessing that maybe is in Ukraine or I don't know about Cyrillic in Poland. Yeah, it doesn't look like Poland uses Cyrillic. Yeah, they use. Yeah, of course they don't use Cyrillic because they use the Latin alphabet. They were Catholic, and other Slavic areas were Orthodox, with, of course, Czechia or Bohemia, as this part of it is called, was Catholic. So they used the Latin alphabet. So I'm guessing Ukraine. I could be entirely wrong, and maybe there's some weirdo out there. Not weirdo. That person's not weird. Somebody who's bold enough to wear an American flag in Russia or Belarus, but I'm guessing that it's most likely in Ukraine, probably somewhere in the western part of it. But let's put a guess. It's going to be Siberia. Ah, my goodness. It is in Russia. I was entirely wrong. And by the looks of it, it's past the Urals, the mountains. It's past the mountains even, by the looks of it. So, in, what is this place? Nizhnyaya Tura. Okay, I think I've heard of that place. But there's no small village here. Of course, yeah, that's the place we saw in the picture. This is what we saw. So yeah, I guess I was wrong. Russians are indeed bold enough to wear an American flag, which is weird, I think. But anyway, And the reason I think that's weird is because in recent times, the US and Russia have had slightly more tense relations. But of course, this could have been done a few years ago when some Russians were all, yeah, USA. But who knows? I, I guess, yeah. Russia has a degree of freedom of speech. I don't think it's as extensive as it is in the US, but I'm not saying that the American flag would be restricted by Russian laws. What I'm saying is that I find it unlikely that a Russian would wear the American flag. That's basically what I was saying. So, comment below. Tell me if you liked the video, if you'd like to see more. Um, Generally speaking, I've been culturally accurate on here. You know, this is the former Soviet Union, and you've got India and the Indian cultural region, and of course North America is a bit different. So I've been culturally accurate, but never really been on a dot. And as for mistakes that I've made, this is probably the biggest one. Yeah, it is objectively the biggest one. I should have probably gone maybe on the border between Russia and Ukraine, and that would have been a much better choice. But thanks for watching, and I'll be seeing you all next time on Awiltos. Over and out.